Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Supreme Ruler 2030 as Paris in the Shattered World Start. This is episode number 3 and the final episode. I at least fully intend to try to make this the last episode, not to drag out this war too much. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the victory conditions for ending a war are just taking the enemy's capital. They can also collapse just by occupying enough of their territory, destabilizing them essentially. But if you capture their capital, I do have it set so that nations cannot move their capital. So that's enough for you to win outright. I put on here the ownership map. So yeah, we're showing loyalty. Sorry, not ownership, but loyalty. And this paints a nice picture where it shows where they have definitely infiltrated into our territory. And we've actually pushed a little bit back in the west. I mean, not pushed, well, I guess they did actually come after us, so it is a pushback. And it kind of makes sense from a realistic standpoint, having this whole area on the southwest of France that we own, and then also the northwest, that the area in between would be like a natural place for us to connect those two. I never intended to do that, but it seems to be playing out that way anyway. And, I don't think the AI is playing it. Maybe they do have some hidden waiting to go towards the enemy capital. It is kind of also a very natural target. If you're going up against Paris, you're pretty close to the capital. But yeah, nonetheless, they pushed pretty far into our territory near Paris. Now, I always knew that this would be a counterpunch type situation where we just try to absorb the first blow. And our aircraft have been much more valuable than I expected. If I could go back and do it again, I don't know how much time, let's see. A year and a half, probably not enough time to build any new aircraft. Yeah, 126 days. We could have pulled off. Yeah, the war started only a few days ago, 8 days ago, I think. So yeah, we could have gotten 4 times. I don't know how many things we have here. Was it 5 probably? So we probably could have got 20 Rafales. I mean, we would have bankrupted ourselves. That's a huge amount of money. But they seem to be worth it because they have definitely helped out significantly. Now, for the same price, that's probably the amount of money we spent for like maybe 1 or 2 Rafales was the amount I spent on all the AT forces that we collected. Arguably, those were better because, they absorbed ammunition. Okay, anyway, let's get into a brief synopsis of the war so far just to see. Oh my gosh, Algeria has killed 568 and they've only lost 185. That's pretty impressive, but let's see how we're doing. I know that we're not doing well by comparison with Occitania. So they've eliminated 105 and only lost 54. Probably better just to look at ours because they apparently have 6 extra kills that were not against us. No, sorry, 5 extra deaths that were not against us. So 105, all 105, but 49 versus 54. Nonetheless, 105-54, you can basically think of it as this is a 2-to-1 war. We're losing 2 units to every one of theirs. Now, the actual military casualties, it shows a slightly different picture. It's 38k to 35k, so it's almost even. This is pretty surprising. Maybe the AT units that we were using, they might be lower strength. They might be considered less personnel in those groups. We're also in the process of potentially losing more of these AT soldiers. They have this little salient, it's not a salient, this little cutoff group here. We could, I think that we're in good position to go and push back to reconnect them so they can get new supply. Do have a few solid groups here. In fact, let me do that before I forget. Just push these guys. Unfortunately, I don't like pushing them off the road, but we're gonna do that. So we'll get those guys to push here. These guys should just push there. That would be good. And we have aircraft. I think these aircraft are actually, in the last episode, I believe I told them to return to base. I will give them that order again. So the Mirages in particular are not in good shape. Those probably need to be benched for a little bit. But we'll bring the fails back, and those guys we probably need to be using a little bit more often. We still have this Reaper. Why don't we bring this Reaper out and have them attack? What's this range on this guy? What's your range? 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150 1,000 kilometers. And where's his range? Okay, there's the range, 336. So he can go pretty far. The loiter time will decrease. I think I'll still send him over here. Oh man, especially if we can get this Leclerc, which is on the brink of... Oh, of course, it's fighting some anti-armor. Fantastic. So it also does look like a natural time for us to push back a little bit. Let's see. Do we have forces that can do this? Kind of. Why don't you guys move there? You guys will move here. I was going to shift some forces around, but I don't see the point of doing that. I would like to recapture this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to bring you guys over. Now, you know what? We might as well go in strength. Let's go over here and take this back. Okay, so we'll do all that. Oh, it's just beautiful. And the jets fly over. But we definitely have a chance of... Oh, we already eliminated the first Leclerc. That's very good. And whatever unit that was here is being pushed back. Okay, look. I think that we're at about the point where I think we need to stop holding back too many reserves. So let's potentially be a little bit more aggressive here. I may even want to shift some forces. I mean, this is a lot of forces we have penned up here. Of course, we have a lot of... Oh, these Leclercs are so low. I'm going to wait a little bit to bring them back out, but not long, because I really want to score some final finishing blows on these guys. Anybody who can push, just try to push all the way here. Just see if we can get there. And if the artillery gets into range, that's even better. Oh yeah, we are decimating. Oh, but they're bringing up fresh forces. Pretty smart. Okay, you guys are moving in here. I think we should also be moving up over here. I don't think we need to, see everything if it's just going to be samey. How's that fight going to go? That's good. Oh, just eliminated them outright. I think if you micro your forces a little bit better than I have been doing, we probably could have got better results. That's, common with most games, but... Have that guy go back. Oh, these guys are kind of ready. Let's bring them in. Just can't help myself. Feel like there's too much to be gained. You guys are out. Let's draw you back. So people, the ones like here, they seem like they're ready to go. What do we have here? We have a garrison. Yeah, that's right. We are taking it. So let's actually capture this town because I don't see any garrisons there. So it looks like it's a good opportunity for us to just take over. There are garrisons, but we captured it right away anyway. Okay. It looks like we pushed back that a fair amount. And they have artillery here, which is, not great. Why don't you move here, and we'll try to get these guys back into our territory. You guys will stay there for now. I mean, I don't see any forces, right? So let's conquer back some of the front that we lost. Can you guys get over here? Yeah, that's good. And we're being attacked there, probably by artillery. I'm going to keep trying to push in, so just keep sending these guys down. Again, the reserve situation, I think we need to be a little bit less preoccupied with having a lot of reserves. It's getting down to the point where I think both sides are fighting with whatever they have left. And we've made it this far with a pretty sizable reserve still, so I feel pretty confident about pushing more people forward. Oh, look at this. It's a whole group of 5 BBCIs. Let's move those guys forward. A couple more here. Oh yeah, look at that. So that's a good point that there may be forces we're not seeing or not paying attention to. How are we doing here? I don't think there's a whole lot of AA, so this is just so effective. Bringing these guys in, they're just pouncing on anything, on many targets. Now, with all of this, the whole point of this was to do a push, the counter push, right? Well, we got to make the counter push. It's got to happen eventually. So, how do we want to do this? One thing, as you've probably seen from the ebb and flow of supply and actual territory, there is a bit of a weird mechanic. Let me get one guy to go over here and just take that back. With supply and how territory is conquered. You can, so once I take a new place, this is more about supply than anything else. So let me go and turn on supply level. Okay. So as I conquer new places, you're going to see the supply level, like here's a good example. There's no supply in this area because we just took it back. Which is to say that the way the game models this, as far as I know, is like new places are started at 0 supply, and then they fill up to their whatever max percentage slowly by sucking supply from nearby friendly territory. So this area does not have supply. These troops will not be resupplied unless you have a supply truck. They have to wait for the supply to trickle in and all that. So if there's a gap, so like this is an example. There's a gap here, and I mean between territory here and here. Sometimes when you're pushing really hard, you start here and you move to here, and even though you have units here and no enemy units have crossed between these two areas, you'll lose the territory in between because you don't have supply, and I guess because the loyalty is the other side, you just lose the territory. And then you don't have a contiguous hexes that you control that you can use for like counting your supply back to a friendly place. So, I mean, the supply is not going to fill in at that point, which is not good. So what I do instead is you need to put one of these every 3. So one can hold the place adjacent to it, and then you can take this one, which holds it adjacent to it. So you just need one unit can hold both the hex before and after it. That's how you can do this in order to maximize your progression into enemy territory. I sometimes do just every other to be a little bit more conservative. It's very safe if you're doing every other. Oh yeah, look at this. So, I mean, I think we have really defeated them, really pushed them back. We actually reconnected this territory, which is great. Let's push in right here and have these guys keep pushing in as well. I'd love to go after that Leclerc. Are these guys loitering still? No, they moved back. They've taken a little bit of damage, unfortunately. I mean, I really do wish I had more of those. They've been just so effective. Let's actually, since VBCIs, there's no point in like having them lost. I'm gonna actually have these guys go back and repair. So that's cool. You click this button, and then we're gonna watch them go back to the nearest barracks. Probably what some of these other guys are doing. Like this entire group can just go back to repair. They're gonna go and they're gonna reserve themselves, and you can just go back and repair as well. So I really like to do this with the VBCIs because I like to keep the VBCIs. I think they're very good forces. Oh, and we did capture the city. That's fantastic. So I think what we want to do then is just have any old unit like this scout. We just want to go over and claim this territory. It should stay ours because we there's no enemy supply generating source nearby. If the enemy has a supply generating source nearby, then yeah, then it sometimes doesn't work out. But I think we should be able to take that, no problem. We did. And what if we go down here now? So will we hold that? I don't know. We'll just put somebody in there. Just okay. I don't know what's going on with Egypt, but they do declare war a lot. I just really feel like right now things have swung in our favor. We did outlast the big effort. This is, I mean, that's not great, whatever's going on there, but let's do this. Could bring our VBCIs in to help. Didn't plan on doing that. Okay, let's move you guys across the river. You guys are getting, well, some of you are getting decimated. Let's try to move down. Let's move here. Because we can move these guys here to support that. Move you guys down one and all of you guys down there. Move you south. So hopefully that'll just connect all the stuff that we want. Could have these guys move here. And we'd like one individual to move there at least, so we can kind of connect things. Since this has not been the focal point of an attack, I'm going to move all of them, ideally by railroad. Infantry does move pretty slowly if it's not by railroad. Yeah, we can see the supply situation here is not great, but hopefully that'll fill in mine. So it's very easy to lose the territory and have it swap back when before the supply sinks in. But once it does start to fill out, then you have a chance of actually holding it. You know, you don't have to stay and like guard it. This might be a good place for me to cut away a little bit. I mean, I guess after this push, this is a pretty significant push. And it does remind me that if we're making significant pushes, we should be taking advantage of, okay, it looks like we're just going to be able to take that. So why don't we go ahead and take that. And we have some forces here, which, yeah, we took that. Great. Now we're in great shape. Okay, so I don't know why we have to do that, but just go take that one hex, and then we'll put you back down here. Okay, go down there. Now where's this guy going? Let's get you to repair. Time to repair. I think it's a good point right now in the war. See, look at this. We pushed past this, and we lost this territory again. What's especially strange about this mechanic, I really don't like this. I don't like that this kind of thing happens. It's kind of annoying to deal with. But in this case, I really don't like, this is our loyal territory. Why did it flop? I have no idea. It does not always make sense to me. So that's the next target for us. We actually want to invade on both sides of this river, so let me do that. Let me get some forces moving this way. Put you guys there. Here's some VBCIs, which I'd like to use as counterattacks. I'm going to stage them a little bit closer. I don't know if these AT4s are going to be very effective. What I'd like to do, maybe I will do, is just advance these guys one hex at a time. To any counterattacks we'll be able to do. They're actually in pretty good position there. We've seen them eliminate a few people. Even more VABs, yeah. So these VABs, we're going to have to go get aggressive with them. I think I need these guys to kind of... Well, why don't we just send them down this way? I'll just 1 inch at a time take them down the southern hexes, just to expand our territory a little bit. Let supply start filling in there. Oh, what do we see here? Are these AA? Yeah. Well, 1 VAB and then 1 AA. We want to be a little bit careful about that. Don't send our... I don't think our jets are going to be used offensively. They're probably much better off defensively. They're just very valuable up here. Like, let's have them go and make another raid. Right on top of that guy. Oh, we actually lost him for a second. And now he's a Jaguar, apparently. Oh, nice. I mean, these guys are just doing so much damage. Don't want to lose them, but boy, they're super effective. Now that we're back on where the lines were, I mean, except we've actually pushed pretty significantly down here. And I see a new target, right? Of course you do too. Got another... How many of these Leclercs do they have? Don't want to send that one because that's the city keeper. Yeah. When we see an opportunity, we gotta pounce. Oh, that's a lot of forces. Okay, let's go this way. Yeah. What do we have? We have AA and stuff like that. Let's get that to push forward. These guys definitely need to be... Let's just have these guys go as far forward as they can. Could cross the river here. That would put us out of supply, though, so I don't think we'll do that. Why don't we move these guys over? Angers does not look like it's, you know, being threatened currently. So get this group, which seems mostly intact. Maybe we can move here. Okay, we're all the way down here. I'd like to attack Toulouse from 3 sides at the same time, because if I hit Control-T, I bring up the territory map. We only have one place here we can attack from, so what I want to do is take this bridge and have 2 other places. I guess in theory we could get 4 going, but these are all on the road. They'll be easier to move in and out of. So we have this. Let's maybe move... Well, let's move all of them because we have a little bit more supply here. But honestly, I'm going to move them all on this side. On the wrong side, kind of. But yeah, let's just put VABL Scout over here instead. I have some AT4s here that are meant defensively, but I don't think that we're going to have to worry about that. So why don't I click. How about do that? Okay. Have them move out. We have some arty, which I think is... Well, we don't have a whole lot of supply, so what we can do with the arty, though, is we can bring in arty with some heavy trucks so that they don't... Yeah. Okay, well, I've already gone 20 minutes, so I think it's time now at this point to just... Oh, what is... Orléans has a lot. Well, if Orléans has a lot, then I'm going to risk the Mirages. We got the Rafales, maybe a break here. They have such a high loiter time, my goodness. And they're... I mean, they're doing so much work. I love it. Oh, this is a glorious moment. I've watched this Leclerc tank be reduced from 100% down to its last live. Yes! By a bunch of AT4s. I mean, not too surprising. I mean, if you think about it, that's a lot of AT4s to be pointed at a single tank. just nice to see that they're doing their job. They are doing their job. So let's get this guy to move forward. Yeah, and we're almost at Toulouse, but it's a slog, man. It is truly a slog, and this is what makes the offensive side of things so difficult. Is that every town has like these impenetrable. Oh, well, that's not good. These impenetrable garrisons that are very difficult to deal with. And what is this? BBC 90, huh? Not something I'm very familiar with. I'll move over you guys. That should be enough. Good. Yeah, it's crazy over here. What is going on? We have too many people in one hex. So if you have more than 7 people, you incur a fighting penalty. You take additional losses. So you don't want to have more than 7 people in a hex. And I did not plan things to be more than 7, but yeah, we paid the price for that. What is this guy doing now? I could begin the siege of Toulouse, but it's just a lot of work. And it looks like, okay, if we can get in there, get in there. I guess I probably should use my VBCIs. Alright, well anyways, it's more of the same grind. Alright, yeah, this is interesting how things will be happening a lot faster now in these little jump cuts. Quick update. It's been quite a few days. We've now finally pushed around. I think I showcased this, but I'm not sure if I did. In this area, I was completely pushed back. So we got to... I mean, a lot of times you have to look at the terrain, because when you fight on water terrain, that's a huge disadvantage. And I think I was pushed back onto water terrain after losing a battle in the non-water terrain, basically onto a river. And, I mean, the result was a lot of VABs lost, because, I mean, remember, a lot of the offensive planned out of the Bordeaux area was supposed to be VAB based, and we have very few VABs left. I mean, I say very few, that's still quite a few. I've kept the VBCIs as reserve. I really want those for the final push into Marseille. We may even need to link up with forces over here. We do have, I mean, we've been very successful. We've nearly actually closed this gap. I don't really want to spend time and resources and money, I mean, and people, manpower, military goods on taking like little cities like La Rochelle. But I may end up doing just La Rochelle since I think it's the only city in this area. So if I take it, this entire area will be all friendly, which is good. Then supply can drift apart. We'll have a main thoroughfare north and south. We don't have to transport things by sea. Not that that's really a hurdle. We're not contested in the sea. It's just kind of annoying. It's a lot easier. You just move them down the road, right? So, okay. Anyway, this is that's all. Yeah, a lot of good stuff's going on there. Let's get all the light infantry together. Because they do... Okay, first of all, get these guys to stay together. And if this is... Oh, this is a VAB NG. Okay. The main thing I don't want to see is another Leclerc. I've eliminated a lot of Leclercs. Okay, we actually are down to one. Only one in Toulouse. I brought in my... landing forces, engineers and all that, they all have the ability to fight amphibious, which is why they're sitting on top of the water. And there we go, Toulouse. The fall of Toulouse. Siege of Toulouse only took about a day, which in modern times is, you know, probably not too unexpected. I want the light infantry to be fighting here because I don't want my... I want to preserve my Leclerc as much as possible. So I am trying to counterattack these pushes pretty... Yeah, okay, just like that. Good. Then you can just stay in this hex. And when they come into view, we'll attack them again. What is that? Oh, UVCI. Well, that's a little bit less good, but we should have the upper hand now. Supplies going our way. I think I'm going to move these guys down altogether. They're in a little too much in reserve. And I've been cycling the heavy trucks back and forth. I just move them back like this. I move these two back up. I think that allows them to refresh their supply. I'm hoping. So, yeah, we see that these VBCIs go back and they run with their tail between their legs. We can try to get aggressive here and see if we can pick them off. I would not mind picking off a VBCI. Oh, look at this. A new challenger has entered the arena. So one of my Raphaels is actually under repair. So I'm only using 2 of them now because this guy just got... Well, okay. I violated my cardinal rule. I sent them down to the south to support in a pretty... I mean, it wasn't exactly the counteroffensive by the enemy here. So they were just, even on the journey down, they hit, I mean, not that I told them to do it, but just because they attack things which are close by. They hit some targets of opportunity somewhere around here, and that there was a lot of local AA, low-level AA, and because they engaged, they were receptive. I mean, they were susceptible to it, and that one of them just got pounded. I mean, this guy's down. He was down to like 50%. So I just told him to go back and repair. Not going to risk it. Mirages have been in better shape themselves, but not low enough that I want to repair with them. I really do wish I had both of my refails, but I mean, all three of them. Kind of dangerous to send them down here, so I'm going to let that one just have air superiority for the moment. Eventually, we're going to break through, and then we can actually route around, and there's probably an air force. I mean, there it is. Not an air force, but is this an air base, or is it... No, it's just an airfield. That's not bad. I mean, they can still operate from there, and this might be... No, it's another airfield. Still, I could start being more aggressive with my refails, move them down to support the offensive, and then I guess I can leave the Mirages as anti-air. We were able to push back a little bit more over here. So again, if I go to the ownership, let's do loyalty now. And there we go. So we can see we've actually taken some buffer territory around Strasbourg. I'm not really planning to push out because that's a lot of cities. Any kind of cities or really any hexes with a hub are places where you can find garrisons. At this point, they might be running a little bit lower on garrisons. And boy, I hope that's the case because even just taking 4 in Toulouse, it took quite a while. And we have so many different cities to go through. Montpellier is probably going to be pretty well defended. And then when we get towards Marseille itself, you can see that this is not going to be an easy task. They even have some of their air station down there. Well, good luck to us. All right, I do need to adjust my plan a little bit here because we were able to push and just take the first town on the way. Again, we have so many towns left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 towns left. We've taken 1, 2, 3. So yeah, not great. We're not very far along. But I think what's happening here is that we keep getting attacked by a lot of fresh units from the north. And I believe what's happening is that the units are being attacked up here or anywhere along the front. And they're going back and repairing. I'm assuming that this is a barracks here, and it is. I think this is a main barracks. And units are going back to here to repair. Then when they come back, when their equipment is refreshed and they're back up to health, I think they just go to the closest enemy, or maybe they just prioritize defending home territory first. So I'm getting a lot of fresh troops down here, which means that I really need to, and we did take over here La Rochelle, so I'm going to be shifting a lot of these forces. As you can see, they're all rolling out right now. I'm going to try to shift them over to do this, to take this area. I would like to actually maybe even make a spearhead push from this area. It's unguarded. Limoges is actually, not sure how to say that, by the way, sorry. It's undefended. I mean, it's probably a defense itself, but it's undefended. I can go and I can take this barracks, in which case we're probably going to see a lot of units. We might be able to destroy a lot of units. And I'll just bring you back in when they just keep popping. They have so many Leclerc tanks. It's a truly unfair advantage that they have. But we will prevail, I hope. Well, I think the story here is really told clear enough by the huge amount of territory we've been gaining. Such stiff, tough going in the south. But I have to say, all of this, the way things are so difficult to move forward and all that, it actually does give me like a realistic feeling. I feel like when I fight that hard to earn that territory, it does seem right. It's going to be very difficult to advance. I mean, we've seen this in modern day conflict. It is very hard to make ground. And unfortunately, I have almost all of my... Okay, this guy also needs to go back and get repaired. We'll just send him home. Where's he going to go when he goes home? He's going to go over. Okay. Anyway, we got to Limoges, and I'm just trying to use my disposable troops as much as possible, if I can say that. Yeah, so they're moving in. This was definitely a huge problem, though. I had to send my VBCIs over to support. I was just always in a pickle trying to get this stuff done here the way I wanted it. And yeah, I guess I'll send this guy over here. I'm using this map as much as the other map, this simple flight terrain one, just so I know where the rivers are. It's very important to know. I mean, you could see I I gave an order for this recon unit to move to here. Sorry, here to the outcropping, but he can't move there. So it's on the river. Anyway, so we'll try to take Limoges and we'll see what happens. Well, this is a pretty big fight. I think I'll just maybe showcase this. And if this episode goes over 40 minutes, well, so be it, right? Who cares about that? But this is a big one. They have a lot of VVC 90s, VVLs. Here comes their, oh man, here comes the whole kitchen sink. I want to send in my clerk for this. And unfortunately, some of my units are not going to be in here, the AT units, but they have already done like a really good job. We haven't really seen it here, but prior to this fighting, oh man, that guy's definitely out of position. They were softening up a lot of forces, and you could see at great cost to themselves, which is totally okay. And then we've actually taken this city. Those guys are in terrible shape. If we can just take the next city, we'll be in really good shape. So let's get any able-bodied individual. See if we can try to break through into that area. We have VABs here. Good, let's get them there as well. Kind of huddle my supply trucks. Actually, we can send a supply truck over here. Oh, here, let's send the second supply truck. Yeah, to bring these guys some gifts or good cheer or something. I mean, they need it. We can take Nabal and then we're ready. The next one is Montpellier. Okay, good. So I think we actually have to just continue this push now. At this point, we're kind of committed. Because they're just going to keep healing. So all the units keep going. We're going to just push on in. We're going. We're moving. Here we go. It's going to be madness. In fact, this might be the one time I'm going to bring in my units once again. It's, I think, worth it. And, like, no surprise they're thinking the same thing. These guys are going to be hitting my... Oh, wow. Okay, you just go back and repair. You, I think, bore the brunt of that first attack. So it's just down to 2 here, but they could be still helpful. I mean, I'm sure they will be. It's artillery. Just kill this guy. And you, okay, that's too many. I want 7 though. How about these guys going here? Okay, you guys shuffle over here. 2, 3, 4, 5. And here. Yeah, this is a big fight. Definitely a big fight. Gonna put some of my reserves down here. All of you guys should be moving forward, but I understand that this is why you don't cost much, because you don't move very quickly. But we're still doing a good job, I think. Looks like that guy got what was coming to him. Alright, let's get you guys can return to base. Cancel orders. Is that really what I want to do? I think I'll just manually move them back, and what I think I'll manually do is, where's the nearest airbase? This is Aircraft Production Airbase. That's good. Airfield. Airfield. Let's move them here. They'll be a little bit closer. But now that... oh, so this is what happens. Once we get close enough, Limoges is... I think once we're about to take it, they will deploy all their units. If we can surround them, which I'm going to attempt to do... yeah, I mean, we're just going to be in such a great position. All those units will deploy, but then they will immediately be picked off and destroyed. So let's get you to move here. I would love it if we could actually help, but I don't know. These guys might be needed. Tough to say what the right move is here. We have a lot of units in this area already. So I'm going to just kind of hope that we can hold on and take Limoges. Okay, we need you guys to pull up there. Need more troops. Not there. I don't want you to move there. Okay, good. Now we've almost completely surrounded. Now what we still have to do is you have to, I don't know. I feel like you have to tell them to move in, otherwise they don't get close enough sometimes. Who's in there though? Some Jaguars. Oh yeah, and we also have this, yeah, another attack coming. Down here, oh, okay, good. At least that has been claimed at great cost, but finally, at last, we'll consolidate forces over here. Let's get those supply trucks moving up. They can move into the city now, even. That's going to be helpful. Artillery we can move up as soon as we've secured Limoges. I'm pretty sure we can move up. And there it is. Look at all those units that are repairing. Leclercs, BBC 90s. Terrifying. It's terrifying. All hands on deck. Let's get in there. And I think we want to move even here just to prevent their ability to escape at all. And, looks like they're coming to the rescue too. Okay, well this is good. We should be eliminating units now. They're going back in repairing, but once we can just break through, you can see they really don't want us to, to break through. Not surprising. Alright, so we probably need to push in a different location just to give them something else to think about. Let's push across the river here. We have enough forces. I think we can do this. We have some artillery. Let's move over to the bridge, onto the bridge. I don't want to do that with those units. Those are like the premium units. And we're being attacked here. We're probably losing units completely unnecessarily because I didn't micromanage this enough. Get the AB hots there. Is that a city? No, it's just very powerful units. Orléans is the same thing. It's a huge base. I'm sure there's a lot of people healing in there and stuff. So I don't really... Well, let's cancel that order. Okay, anyway, let's just... Task at hand. Eliminate these guys. You can see it's starting to happen now. Is that guy... He's not interested? Good. Come on. Yeah, this is happening. This is good. This BBC 90 is trying to help, but he's also getting belted. Another one down. I think we got it. Oh yeah, this is good. So this is really going to free up our northern flank. This whole advancing force has been totally preoccupied here. And I guess that's not really the end of the Leclercs, but I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. There goes another one down. Awesome. Jaguar going down. Jaguars are very potent as well. Very good AT vehicles. And we did cross. This is going to create more pressure on them. Yeah, I feel like things are slowly starting to slip our way. Thank goodness. It's difficult. It's been difficult. Oh, these guys are... Artillery's getting attacked by our... Counter battery! Ah, retreat! Get out of there. They have some very impressive artillery, and they've been making good use of it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to acknowledge that. Done a great job of it. But this should be... Once this Limoges falls, I know that was pretty brutal, actually. Looks like we're finally going to take the rest of it. We're really not giving it up without a fight, though. And then now we can move to Montpellier. So now I feel a little more confident that we're not going to be constantly harassed by forces. In fact, the artillery that is here really can move up now. Let's move them here first. And we'll slowly advance. Yeah, this is... Okay. What I can do is I can just leave these AT forces behind, and everyone else just get moving. So that's what we'll do. Okay, another update. We are actually all the way into and almost taken over Avignon, which means we're only 2 or 3, I guess 3 cities away from Marseille. I mean, I don't know how we'll take it exactly, but at this point we might as well just, you know, kind of do the old human wave tactic to break through. We did end up conquering this entire area. We're still kind of mopping up some of the map control. Just paint the map my color. Otherwise, yeah, this was a very successful operation to take Limoges, to stop all the back attacks we were getting, and after that we were able to just continue the counterclockwise push around France. I've moved up a lot of my units. I mean, I've left... There's nobody coming out of here. I probably can move these guys up as well. One kind of very interesting, fun development was that I did break through across the river at... This is Blois? Anyway, right next to Tours as well. So, I mean, it's just nice to have a foothold across the river that we could, in theory, attack Orléans from. Orléans is enemy, so it is Occitania from the start of the game, which makes it just a very tough nut to crack. we could do it. We probably could just pour... we see so many forces here. We probably just pour them all in, take Orleans. That would stop a lot of the reinforcements that are coming from this area. But I actually like the fact that Orleans is the reinforced point because it's so far to the north. It means that they aren't attacking me here, which is where they should be probably. I also started to move my Mirages over. They're in Tours right now. Let's move them. Oh, I did not realize this is an actual airfield. It's a little bit damaged. It's not a big deal. Oh, Toulouse is very not in great shape. Move them over here then. That airfield is fine. You can control. It used to be you can control whether or not you're repairing captured territory at like immense expense. We don't really care. I mean, the end of the war is like in sight, I would say. We're almost there. Just about to get there. You guys over here. So we're just trying to push through at this point. Just keep the push alive. I have a little clerk in this. It's probably a mistake. Let's get these guys more on the attack, I would say. I thought I saw maybe some of those guys were out of supply. But we want to take Salon de... I mean, look at it. There's so many forces here. This can start to get real tough. Which is not surprising. We knew this would be the case. Move down here. Artillery's engaging. Move those guys up. So Avignon, I mean, there's just so many people here. We need to get out of here. We're gonna take too much damage. And this is why I wanted to bring the Mirages over so they can help us a little bit with some attacks. Yeah. Oh, we do have another VBCI. And so we are actually being attacked by the Navy, the Occitanian Navy. So I did decide to bring in submarines just to, I don't know, try to give them something else to think about. And I really do think that at this point, they're probably pulling all their forces back everywhere else. I'm also going to start swinging everybody. We have the eye on the prize right now, right? We know where we need to be. Oh my gosh, those Mirages are just getting chewed up. Okay, yeah. Just go back and repair for forever because you're not going to be useful in this war ever again. Yeah, lots of AA in the area. It's just mopping them up. But hey, look at this. We were able to take this territory, which means first and foremost we need to spread out so that we aren't over the limit where we take extra damage. We're actually at the border of Marseille now. Lots of garrison forces, airborne elite in there too. I mean, we're already kind of committed to taking, like, I mean, at this point it's like one after the other. You can't really just stop at any point. So we're gonna, VAB is all that's left defending that. Do we have any other unit? Well, we do. We're bringing in units. So let's watch those guys come in. Again, I don't really think we need these defensive forces because the main action's all here. So I don't mind moving some forces further around. Let's get these guys into the action as well. I mean, honestly, the AT forces are probably better suited moving north. So I will do that. Whole bunch of VBCIs, though. We're going to redeploy all of them. We may take some severe casualties here. Ah, wow. They did finally take it. Well, it's really just a continuous rolling front at this point. If I have some VABs, and I do here, we can go around and attack this guy over the water. And I think that's actually worth doing. Here's another bunch of them. Oh, they're going to do the same trick. Well, let's counter their trick with my, like, really super good units. So that we can eliminate that guy very quickly before he limits the ability of our other units to fight. Did we break in here? Oh my gosh, we're at the border? Well, I mean, I guess we might as well just keep going, right? You're going through hell. Keep going. Can you guys move? Here. Thank you. Didn't know if they were listening to orders or not. Let's move artillery up, and then the VBCIs. I guess we'll move them to the staging location for now. Yeah, so get across. Oh, that's a city. No, 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 no. Okay, yeah, well, that's not going to happen then. We can move the VABs across the water here, and I think we'll do that. We can take Marseille. I mean, we need everyone, all hands on deck, right? That's what I keep saying. Push everybody in. It's going to be a brutal, brutal fight. We're going to lose a lot of units, but we kind of knew that coming in. And I don't have any other... Do we get one Raphael back? I guess so. One of them's... No, are they all repairing? I think they're all repairing. I can't tell. Yeah, he's reserved. That means you're back. Oh, yeah, 2 of them are back. Beautiful. You beautiful, beautiful birds. Yes, perfect timing because things have gone pretty poorly over there. Airfield's damaged. Airfield's damaged. We'll probably still operate out of the original one. Yeah, airfield's very damaged there. We'll just operate out of here. That's fine. I think we have enough people to just brute force this. Although, yeah, it doesn't look great, does it? Because we have to fight so many. It's just a very bad angle. Now, this is weird. Occitanian Leclerc just charging in from a very weird direction here. Why don't you move back over here? AT can move up there. Prevent that exact thing. Artillery is very busy, I'm led to believe. Alright, so let's just let the VABs kind of suffer and take their losses, and if we can happen to take this area, that's great. If not, that's also not too surprising. No, don't move in there, sorry. Cancel orders. Move in here, and I'm just gonna fill this hex so it's as many people as possible all the time. And these guys should all be moving on Marseille. Again, they have another weird unit just moving in weird. Put my my recon there with a VVI, and we'll put the clerk there, sure. Why not? Just put everyone there. Don't need these guys anymore. That VAB. Go here. It looks like we had actually lost Avignon at some points. Took it back, good. And heavy supply truck probably better used here. We do have the city. Let's move these guys in here. And once everyone's in there, we will attempt to attack. Oh my gosh, yeah. We're very, very close. Oh, so close. Are these guys able to just move in here now? It looks not occupied. I think we've actually taken it. And Marseille is falling. This is it. Final push, boys. Come on. Yeah, everyone here, go for Marseille. Put one more person in there, and it's gonna be a wrap. Excellent.
We took their capital.
Alright. Success. So I don't have to worry. We've done our job. Mission accomplished. Whew. What a war. What a war. And there it is. And there it is. Peace. Peace in our time. So now the entirety of this is now mine, and France is reunited. That's just a nice brief, not brief, somewhat brief glimpse at Supreme Ruler 2030. There's so much, there's a lot I like about this game. I want to do some quick concluding thoughts. I would say that if you don't have this game at all, Supreme Ruler Ultimate or 2030, it's not necessarily a shoe-in to use 2030. The one thing I would say is my favorite start is the Cold War start. And I mentioned this to a couple people in the comments section on the first video, but the Cold War, there's no Cold War start for Supreme Ruler 2030. So if you have, and just basically check the scenarios that you're interested in, see if they're available in Supreme Ruler 2030. If not, maybe ask Battle Ghost if those are coming up, and also will they be paid DLC or will they just be part of the those are the kind of questions I would ask. Supreme Ruler Ultimate has an amazing Cold War scenario, and I feel like these games are very similar. In fact, in a lot of ways, you can't really tell them apart. At the deeper complex level, there's probably big differences. What I can say is I feel like I'm playing Supreme Ruler Ultimate. I don't really feel any different. And if somebody was to say, which one do you prefer, Ultimate or 2030, they're both good. So I don't have a strong opinion on the matter. That said, Battle Ghost staff and their Discord tends to be pretty active. So you can always pop in there to ask questions, get some opinions. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this mini little series. And victory for Paris. Join me for the next one, whatever it is. I don't know what it'll be, but we'll see. I did get World Conflict and whatever it's called. So I might check that out in the near future. So stay tuned, I guess. Until whatever that is, thanks for watching this one, and take care.